Hello students. So today we are going to study about the management of cash and cash equivalents, means cash management. Every business firm has to maintain a sufficient cash balance to meet the needs, and that can be managed only with cash or bank balance. So if that firm is able to meet the requirements, the cash requirements, it means the convenience and liquidity position of that firm is good. So let us go into detail about cash management. Cash is one of the most liquid asset. It is one of the common denominator to which all other current assets can be reduced, because receivables and inventories can be converted into cash easily. Cash is considered as lifeblood of any of the firm, because cash is needed to acquire the supply resources, equipment and other assets which are used in generating the products or services. Not only cash or bank balance, but also certain cash equivalents like marketable securities. They also come under near cash, and they also serve as the back pool of liquidity which provide quick cash when needed. Now, how to manage cash? Cash management is basically concerned with managing the cash inflows and cash outflows of the firm. Cash inflows and cash outflows, they can be in terms of the cash balance or bank balance, including the short term deposits or marketable securities. Cash inflows within the firm, or cash balances which are held by the firm at a point of time when the financing deficit or investing the surplus cash. And we should know one most important point, that insufficiency of cash at any stage, it can prevent a firm from discharging its obligations or liabilities. Cash is generally used in two different terms. One, it may include currency, checks, drafts, demand deposits, which are held by the firm, means a pure cash form. And second is that in a broader sense, it includes near cash assets. Near cash assets means marketable securities or short term deposits held with the bank. So, a finance manager is mainly responsible for managing the cash flows, both inflows as well as outflows, which are arising out of the operations of the firm. And determining the optimum amount of cash is one of the important decisions of a firm. To keep the cash balance at the optimum level, an investment of surplus cash in the most profitable manner is one of the main motive of the firm. The prompt collection of the cash from the receivables and efficient disbursement of cash should be handled in a systematic way. Now, let us study about the meaning of the cash that I have explained you with the previous slide as well, in a narrow sense as well as in a broader sense. Narrow sense means cash in hand or cash at bank in the form of the currency notes or coins. In the broader sense means its equivalence. Its equivalence means like the short term deposits or marketable securities, which can be easily converted into cash. There are certain motives for holding cash. These are transaction motive, precautionary motive, speculative motive, and compensation motive. Why we have to study these motives? We know that cash is one of the most liquid asset, but it does not earn any substantial return for the business. Nobody can earn any income on the cash balance or currency which are being maintained by the firm. But some interest income may be earned on short-term deposits. Still, every firm maintains some cash balance. So what is the reason why the firm still keeps some cash balance? So it is always suggested that there are four primary motives for holding the cash by the firm. So these are these motives. Let us take them one by one. First is the transaction motive. Transaction motive means that every business firm or the individual, they keep cash because they require to meet the day-to-day requirements, to meet the demand for the cash flow which is arising out of the day-to-day requirement or the transactions. So in order to meet the obligations for the cash flows which are arising in the normal situations, so we have to maintain the adequate cash balance so as to make the payments for the purchase of goods or services. Means for the transaction purpose or for the day-to-day transaction purpose, transaction motive is needs to be fulfilled. Second is the precautionary motive. Now, as the name says, precautionary motive means the cash balance is mainly kept in reserve form so as to meet the unexpected or unforeseen fluctuations or the contingencies in terms of the cash flows. So that is why a firm has to maintain the sufficient cash to act as a cushion or a buffer so that unexpected contingencies can be easily met. So what kind of unexpected contingencies we are talking of? Any kind of floods or the natural calamities or failure of the loyal or important customers, any kind of unexpected slowdown in the collection of the accounts receivable, there had been a sharp increase in the cost of the raw materials, cancellation of some order of the goods. So these are all unexpected or unforeseen fluctuations which are generally faced by the business firm. So in order to safeguard from all these unexpected contingencies, precautionary motive is essential. So every firm has to be defensive in nature by achieving this precautionary motive. Third is the speculative motive. Speculative motive means it is a motive for holding the cash or near cash to quickly take the advantage of the opportunities which are typically arising from the normal course of business. Means cash can be held for speculative purposes. Speculative purposes means you should have the sufficient amount of cash if you see any kind of advantage of the windfalls, means opportunity to purchase the raw materials at a heavy discount, and if you have the sufficient amount of cash at that time, you can easily grab that opportunity. So it also helps the firm to take the benefit of an opportunity to purchase the raw material at a reduced price or at a bulk discount. A firm can make purchase at a favorable prices whenever it wants. It delays purchase on anticipation of decline in prices, buying securities when interest rate is expected to decline. Means whenever the firm sees the favorable situation in terms of the discount or prices or in terms of the quantity, if it has in hand sufficient amount of cash, it can fulfill the objective. Fourth is compensation motive. It is one of the motive for holding cash or near cash to compensate the banks for providing certain services or loans. It means that commercial banks require that in every current account there should be always a minimum cash balance. We know this. And this minimum cash balance generally varies from rupees say 5,000 or 1,000 also. So this amount remains as a permanent balance with the bank so long as the current account is operative. And this minimum balance is generally not allowed by the bank to be used for the transaction purposes, and therefore it becomes a sort of investment by the firm in the bank. So in order to avail the convenience of the current account, the minimum cash balance must be maintained by the firm, and this provides the compensation motive for holding the cost. So therefore clients means the firms, clients are supposed to maintain a minimum balance of the cash with the bank and they cannot use that amount of cash for the transaction purposes. Next slide is based on the objectives of the cash management. There can be number of objectives of managing the cash in an optimum way, like meeting the payments schedule or cash outflows or cash expenditures properly. If the firm is able to maintain the proper balance or proper managing or control of the cash outflows, then what will be the benefits to the firm? It can prevent its insolvency or bankruptcy. It can maintain a good relationship with the bank. The cash discount can be availed. This opportunity can be available to the firm. Strong credit rating helps in fostering good relationships, taking the benefit of the business opportunities, avoiding the chance of default in meeting the financial obligations, means the good will not be affected, credit rating will remain strong, availing the opportunities of cash discounts by making the prompt payments, meeting the unexpected cash outflows without much problem or strain. Another major objective can be optimizing the cash balance. Optimizing the cash balance means minimizing the funds committed to cash balances. It means that idle cash investment in idle cash balance should be reduced to minimum. Means not even so high level of cash should be maintained, not even so low level of cash needs to be maintained by the firm. Optimum cash balance should be maintained. If the firm maintains the high level of cash with them, then large funds remains idle, means none of that fund is cannot be invested in any of the profitable investments, means it becomes an unused asset for the firm. Whereas low level of cash, failure to meet payment schedule, if you are not maintaining the sufficient amount of the cash level, then you will not be able to meet even the current obligations which are required to be maintained promptly. Now, managing the float, it is one of the topic. Now, float means amount of money which is tied up in checks and that have been written but it is yet to be collected or encashed. There are 4 types of floats. One is the collection float, mail float, processing float and availability float. Collection float means the time gap between mailing of the payment by the payer and the availability of cash in the bank, means time lag in the collection of the check. Mail float means the time period between the issue of a check and its receipt by the payee. Processing float means the processing time before the check is deposited into the bank, means the processing time lag. Availability float means the time gap which is consumed in the check clearance, means it is not available finally to the payer. There are certain factors which are affecting the cash needs. So these factors are cash cycle, cash inflows and cash outflows, cost of cash balance and some other considerations. Now, cash cycle, the term cash cycle means the length of the time between the payment for the purchase of the raw material and the receipt of sales revenue. So the cash cycle means the time that elapses from the point when the firm makes an expenditure to procure the raw materials and when the cash gets collected in the form of the sales of the finished goods. Second is the cash inflows and cash outflows. We know that every firm has to maintain the minimum cash balance because its expected inflows and outflows are not always synchronized or coordinated. So the timings of the cash inflows may not always match with the timing of the outflows. So a firm is required that a cash balance must be maintained to fill up this gap which is arising out of the difference of time and quantum of the inflows and outflows. Third is the cost of cash balance. Another factor is that while determining the minimum amount of the cash is the cost to be contradictory in nature, and the finance manager has to achieve the best trade-off between them, as he has to ensure that minimum cash balance needs to be maintained by the firm is not going to affect the payment schedule or meeting all the disbursement needs. Fourth is the other considerations. Other considerations means that there are certain factors which needs to be considered which might affect the cash needs, like you can say the uncertainties of a particular trade, staff required for the cash management, and these kind of factors can have a bearing on determining the cash balance required by a firm. So this was all about the cash management.